This thing is gonna go down for a minute because I'm popping it up on StreamYards. I'm not sure what's going on exactly, but see if I can pop the chat out and pull it over there. I've been doing a little bit of math. Maybe not a good idea, but I have been, and it's got me thinking about a couple of things that maybe, just maybe, okay, there we go. I think that's got it. And now I should be able to go over here and change this camera. And there we go. That's got what I want to show you. And there's that. Can everybody hear me okay? Can I get a 5x5, some thumbs up, something like that? Is it all on the same thing? I don't have the sound. There, that should do that. Can you all hear me? Oh. Going back and forth from screen to screen. I have two streams going. I thought that might happen. I'll go over here to this one and chop that one down. And that probably wasn't the best thing to do, but I don't know if anybody is still with me. I may have killed this thing altogether. Go live. There, I think I got something going. All right, I'll pop this out and put it over on the other side. And it should just all be on one stream now. I think that's got it. But at any rate, can everybody hear me? Yeah, okay. I heard something kind of interesting yesterday, and it's something I thought might gonna happen. Maybe not the exact numbers or whatever, but evidently Russia has tagged the ruble to gold. This here piece I got up on the screen is a 5 ruble coin from the 1890s. And I did a little math, started looking at a few things. But that 5 ruble coin is real close to the $2.50 gold piece. Our $2.50 gold piece is 0.1209 ounces troy of gold. 5 Russian rubles is 0.1245. $2.50 to 5 rubles. So a ruble, a historic ruble, is about 50 cents. So an ounce of gold on historical with today's prices would be about 4,000 rubles. That they tagged the ruble to gold. Either it was last Friday or it was on Monday. I heard about it yesterday. But they tagged the ruble to gold at 50,000 rubles to a gram. And it makes the ruble, if you do it to conversion of the price of gold, it makes the ruble worth 7 rubles to 1 penny. With Russia having a gold-backed ruble, China's going to gold back their yen, and I heard that the Indians are going to gold back the rupee. And maybe all at a 1 to 1 to 1 rate. So a ruble would be equal to a yuan, which would also be equal to a rupee. They're going to crash. Nobody's going to want to hold our money, our money, Federal Reserve notes, when they're not backed. I would get your butt out of dollars as quick as you can. If you can't buy rubles, but you could buy rupees. You could buy yuan. You could buy gold or silver. That's what I'm doing. I mean, I do have this gold ruble here, but obviously it's not anywhere close to what they're devalued the ruble to now. And that's 5 rubles, but on their new scheme, it would be about 200,000 rubles. Oh my God. That's just, 130 years? Less than 130 years? Hyperinflation is on the way. Now, I know I haven't done any live streaming in a while, and I'm actually wanted this thing to go live on Rumble as well, but I have definitely got some work to do on that, and I think I might actually have to buy a membership that I pay for to be able to put live videos over there. I have posted a video over there and a number of stills of pours that I've done. But haven't figured out how to get it live over there. But I am going to get live because I'm just kind of starting here. I'm going to say a lot of things that Susan Wojcicki isn't going to like. And I really don't care because she's on the wrong side of history anyways. And if they remove Sterling Cannabis from YouTube, I can always create another name and visit y'all under a different name. But I want to be able to scream from the tops of the roofs that these people in the government are trying to kill us. If they don't kill us with a fake disease, they're going to kill us by eliminating our financial standings. They'll tax us to death. They'll take everything away from us. I mean, they want to tell our babies in kindergarten that their sex is a fluid thing. No, thank you. I found my hill to die on. And really all I had was that one little message there. But if anybody would be interested in coming up and just joining this shit show, you're more than welcome. I knocked that out of there already. But there's a link. Oh, I brought up the wrong chat. Sorry about that. There's the right one. There's a link if anybody wants to come up. You know, if anybody's got a rebuttal for what I've said, I want to hear it. And believe me, I won't get angry with you, but I want to hear all sides of everything. But I think there's too many people on here. That they take the official government side way, way, way too easy. And they've proven to be wrong with everything they've done. And, well, I'm an old man. I can't do a lot, but I'm going to do what I can. And if it means all I do is bitch and scream, then that's what I'll do. But I'll do it. Oh, man. The stuff at Disney is just absolutely sick. Try again. And I guess that they had. Oh, there. Chief, come on up, buddy.
All right, let me get my volume straightened out here. Can you hear me okay?
I hear you just fine.
Yeah, I need my headphones. Now, the next thing is what I do with them. Here they are. Let me get set. Give me 1 second.
Oh, you all one-eyed cooter. I'll argue with you anytime.
Okay. Now I can hear you, I think. Say something, Sterling.
That's kind of what, everybody's got to come to their own conclusions and do their own thing. But I want people to think about this stuff. But honestly, I believe that if Russia is going to do anything that's going to affect us directly, it is going to be what they're doing with the finances. And when they've got China and India working with them, they can bring us down. They've got over half the world's population involved that are going to be working off of this gold-backed currency. And if they make all of their currencies equal to each other, then all you have to do is have the gold-backed crypto for all your international.
Well, actually, I think that a lot of paranoia is running about because of all the situations that are going on. It's a lot of stuff that's going on. People have not lived through this in their time. So, because of that fact, it's causing a lot of paranoia that I don't really think we have to have some of this paranoia that's going on, in my opinion.
Well,
and that's just due to the fact that, well, just for a minute ago, you were talking about how Russia was going to change and go to the gold standard with their ruble. All right. Right now, Russia cannot do a thing. Their banking systems, their whole systems are being shut down completely.
Out of the SWIFT system, Chief, there's a whole nother system that includes China and India and more than half of the population on Earth.
Right, but it takes a whole lot more to go to the gold standard than just saying, I'm going to change to the gold standard. There's a whole lot of criteria that's involved by that country in which to evolve back or evolve into the gold standard. Okay, and it has to do with the world banking system. All right, not just saying I'm going to do this. And
But
at
they
this
already did
point,
it.
at this, who's done it?
Russia. They set the
No,
they set the ruble 50,000 rubles to 1 gram of gold.
yeah, as an example of what they're going to do if they go officially to the gold standard. There's nothing that's come out that said Russia is officially gone to the gold standard. It's
Yeah,
all
there is.
hearsay.
Yeah, there
It's
is.
all hearsay. Where's the evidence?
It's in Russia's papers. They said to their banks, "We will buy gold from you at 50,000 rubles a gram."
And is this being put out by Russian TV? I mean, where does this
Yeah,
information?
there was a speech that Putin gave, and I saw it in replay yesterday.
Hmm. Well, I know I've heard about this in the last month or so, just like a lot of other things that Russia has said, okay, that I don't think is actually going to happen. But then again, I might be underestimating.
The,
I might be underestimating here.
their whole plan is to destroy the cabal. Whether you believe in the cabal or not, is another thing altogether, and that's all up to you. But there is a group of 13 families that run this world that control the cabal, and they control the Western banks. They're trying to bring down all of the Western banks. If they destroy Western economics, the cabal's done.
Well, I guess it's a little bit over my head. Be honest with you.
It's huge. I can't conceive of what all you would have to do to make that happen. But Debbie, yeah, those people and more. The Merovingians, probably the oldest of the big families.
Hey, can I show something off and change the subject for a minute?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Let me get on the screen here.
Showing off that big nugget there all the time, though. I like that. That's a good avatar, buddy. Ooh, got you a Durban bell.
Yes, it came in the mail just a few minutes ago. This is the one I got from Kevin that he made. You hear the difference? That's a 90%er. This is a 1968.
So it's just a 40%er.
And it's a 40%er, right? But it came out real nice. It's a coin bell. You know, like you would roll one into a ring, you can also roll them into a bell, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. Rocky Mountain Bar is making one for me right now.
Oh, is he?
Mine's going to be kind of special. It's going to be a lactating ringer. One of the coins on the top of it's got a cow showing her udders.
Oh yeah, I remember you talking about that a while back. Yeah,
it'll take a while. I mean, Rocky doesn't rush through his work, and I'm glad of that. He does good work.
Yeah, exactly. That's the way I see it. When I ask for someone to make me something, I don't bug them about how long it takes. It's whatever it takes. It takes. You know. And sometimes when you've done this type of pouring, melting, and pouring, you know what it entails to make something, so you're a little bit more patient. A lot of people that have never done it before aren't as patient, I believe, because they don't understand what it takes.
Yeah, I don't even want my own pours if I'm going to rush through them.
Well, there's sometimes you have to pour something, 10 or 12 times or more
to get a good piece.
Yeah, just to get a decent piece that you can clean up and have it look right. It's and I only did really when I was doing it mostly copper, which is an extremely difficult thing to clean up.
Try again. You are correct. It was. And they almost did eliminate the old world order.
See, that's what I believe they're shooting for. They're shooting for a one world order.
They are.
We all live by the same currency. We all live by the same rules. We all live from a dictator.
And they want to tell you when you're in kindergarten what sex you are. I think your mom and daddy saw that the moment you were born.
Yeah, this is going wild on us, man. It's going wild. When you've been a 60s kid, 70s kid, this is wild. Because I was actually around and watched TV during the Cuban Missile Crisis when Kennedy was assassinated. Okay, I was a little fella, but I sure do remember those days.
I remember the Kennedy. I was in second grade for the Kennedy assassination.
Yeah, I was born in 59, so I was 3 years old? Maybe, yeah, going into my fourth year. I was a little fella.
But they sent us home from school early that day.
I remember in graded school, we used to do drills.
Or stay-at-home moms.
We used to do drills getting under our desk when I was in graded school. I remember those days. And one time I looked at my teacher and said, "Hey, if we're all going to be fried, what in the heck's this desk going to do for us?" Well, you need to go see the principal.
They used to make us go down in the basement. I went to this school was probably built in the 20s.
Yeah.
But all of the hot water pipes and everything were done, and they were all insulated with asbestos. And we had to sit underneath those pipes. And there were people sitting there and they'd punch on the damn pipes and stuff.
Yeah, I used to do asbestos lag. It's called asbestos lagging on pipes on naval ships. I used to do rip outs.
Sealed it in.
Huh?
You put a coating over it to seal it in.
Well, you do when they found out the asbestos was as bad as it was, they started doing rip outs and changing it out with a different material. And I used to do a lot of those type of rip outs down in the engine rooms. Changed it with more of a fiberglass stone type material. All your older steamers had asbestos.
Oh, yeah.
Tons
even the ones that were built
of
up into the 60s.
Yeah, tons and tons of it.
So, Chief, is the beard bothering you yet?
Did you see it?
Oh, yeah. Everybody can see it.
Oh, I forgot I still had my camera on. Yeah, it's itchy. At times, but I don't know. Then at other times, it don't bother me at all. I need to make me a cup of coffee. It's like 3:11. I got to have my afternoon cup.
Dove, you got it. It's a good thing we're on the winning side. It'd be hard to watch, though, because I know people that aren't. At least not as far as I know. It looks like they're not on the winning side.
Hey, just before I came on here, I was watching Pirate Stacker and his daughter, and they were going through some gemstones that she likes to collect. Hey, all of you out there that do gemstones, I'm getting ready to get her a package together of a bunch of stones and stuff. Let's all send her a whole bunch of stones. She's, 10, 11 years old, something like that. And she loves gemstones. I'm getting ready to send her a big package. I just got in some
coolest stones around here are ones that come out of Lake Superior that they call Upper lights.
Oh yeah, Great Lakes has some awesome
They,
stones come out of it.
they glow under black light.
I watch
So,
people all the time hunting stones on beaches that are Great Lakes beaches,
yep.
and they're incredible. These stones that come out of them beaches.
Well, if you want to get a Upper light, what you have to do is go just after we've had a big storm and a lot of stuff is turned over, and then you go out at night and just walk around in knee deep water with a black light, and they'll actually fluoresce for you.
And don't you have some gold prospecting areas up around where you are?
Well, the western end of the UP is copper country, so I'm sure that there is some gold and silver in the copper.
Oh yeah, there's silver. Whether there's any gold or not, I can guarantee there's silver and mercury.
Yeah. Down here, that's probably what you would get most of is mercury, and that's and that's just going to be left over from all of the logging that they did 150 years ago, 200 years ago.
Yeah.
But the lower half of the state, it's basically a big sand pile.
We got a lot of nothing down here except sand. Sand and weeds and bugs and snakes.
And hurricanes.
Yeah. No, that's not me peeing in the toilet. That's me filling up my jug for my coffee pot.
I know.
I didn't know if I should have muted myself or not on that one. Said people are going to think you're peeing in the toilet, Chief.
Well, you did turn the camera off. At least we didn't see it.
You couldn't anyway. Oh. Man, I love this Keurig. All these inventions they came out with. I can remember when they came out with a microwave, for crying out loud. I just love this Keurig, 1 cup at a time deal.
The radar range.
Hey, for a long time, I carried around a 1963 tube-style Zenith color TV console that I thought was valuable, somewhat valuable. It worked, and so I kept it around. I carried it from command to command when I shipped out and all that kind of stuff.
Cabinet?
Yeah, big, huge wooden cabinet. It came from my grandfather, and you would not believe what I sold that to an antique dealer for.
About $10.
No, 3,200.
Really?
Yeah. He turned it on. He put it in his shop and he turned it on and he looked at it. And back then, when I sold it to him, you still had analog, so you could have a set of rabbit ears and pick up a couple channels. And he picked up 1 or 2 channels. I think it was NBC or CBS, one of them.
The Book of Maccabees has got a lot of good stuff in it. It's as good as Enoch. And it talks a lot about the stuff that's going on now.
I was surprised.
When I was a little kid, my grandpa used to run a television store from Muntz Electronics. We always had those televisions in those big, beautiful wood cabinets, mahogany cabinets and stuff like that.
Yeah, this is the type that had 2 speakers, 1 on each side, console type TV.
Nice. Beautiful piece of furniture.
It really was. I liked it. You had that round knob for clicking the channels, changing the channels. The center of it lit up and gave you the number that you flipped on to.
Oh, cool. But the screen on it would be tiny compared to today.
Oh yeah, I got a 70-inch in my living room right now, flat screen. I think it had those things had, what was it, 16-inch, 18-inch?
Something like that.
Yeah, I think.
Maybe 21 if they were really big.
Yeah, it could have been. Mm-hmm.
I remember when they first started coming out with multiplexes at the malls and stuff. I know that I went into theaters to see movies where they didn't have a screen that was any bigger than a 70-inch. You know, a theater that might have held 20 people, but
Yeah, I picked up a 70-inch also at the side of the road the other day. Somebody was throwing it away, had a busted screen. So I'm going to strip the electronics out of it.
Get the gold out of it.
Yeah. I got about 10 TVs in the shop to do.
Yeah, I've got a couple televisions, a couple computers, some vacuum cleaners. One day, when I've got my boy here, I'll get him on that stuff.
I had a friend of mine give me 3 motors, all 2 and 3 horsepower.
Oh, nice.
To strip the copper out of. But they're a lot of work. They're not so much work getting to the rotor assembly. It's getting the copper out of the rotor assembly that's the pain in the butt.
Yeah. I've got a couple of old well pumps.
Yeah, like 3/4 horsepower, 1 horsepower. A lot of
I've
the
got
small ones.
1.5.
Yeah, and a lot of them smaller ones now, they don't have copper windings in them. They have copper coated aluminum windings.
Oh, these are from the 60s.
Oh, they're copper then.
Yeah, they're copper.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. The newer ones, I've stripped down a half a dozen newer ones. And one time I thought it was copper and I stuffed it in my crucible and stuff, melted it down and poured it out. And I say, man, this is aluminum. What now? This ain't copper. Now I learned from that point on, scrape the wire a little bit, take a look at it before you go melting on it.
Yeah, that'd be a good way to ruin a bunch of copper if they add some aluminum to it.
Yeah, and you swear it's copper by looking at it, but scrape a screwdriver on it and then you see it. It's like, oh, wait a minute here. I had no idea they were doing that to motors. I thought all motors had copper windings in them. It was just, something you assume. And assumptions always bite you in the butt.
Motor is not going to be as efficient as a copper wire motor.
Right. Well, it's for weight. Probably because they're shipping these things all over the damn world. They probably did that for weight, just like went to aluminum casings.
Yeah.
Same thing with cars. That's why cars are built the way they are today. It's all about weight.
Yeah. I'm just waiting for mine to break down.
Oh, my wife's Cadillac's in the shop right now. Been there 5 days. They're trying to figure out an electronic problem. I told the service manager, I says, when you get to the point where you're pulling your hair out, give me a call and I'll go down there and show you what's wrong. He said, don't be a smart ass. He says, come down here now and show me what's wrong. And I said, no, you're not paying me to do that. So I'm not going to do that. But if it gets to the point where you can't figure it out, let me know and I'll fix that electronic system for you. That's something I specialized in automotive dealerships before I retired.
You knew how to follow those schematics?
Absolutely. And I also used to take a digital multimeter and I can read data coming out of the data line. And if it's correct and proper data, using an oscilloscope. Stuff like that. It's electronic systems can be pretty tough.
Yeah. And when you get a lemon vehicle nowadays, that's usually what it is it's the electronics is screwed up.
Yeah, and I don't know what the knowledge level is of the technician that's working on her vehicle either. You know, my wife said, well, you why don't you just go down there and, you know, and I said, what? Put the guy on the spot by asking him a bunch of questions? No, I'm not going to do that. Did you do this? Did you do this? Did you do this? No. She was like, yeah, I see what you're saying. I worked on Buicks, and Buick had some of the very first electronics that came out in cars. Goodness, that kitty's right there on that microphone, isn't she?
Yeah, she's right in front of it. The microphone's on the camera.
Mine's sound asleep.
Yeah.
I got a lazy cat.
Oh, this one's pretty lazy too. Lazy and old.
Yeah, mine'll eat her. Mine's not that old. She's like 4 years old, but she eat her breakfast and drink her a little, and then go lay down in her bed, and there she is the rest of the day.
Billy's 11 now.
I'll crumple up like a little piece of paper or something and throw it at her just to get her awake and running around a little bit sometimes.
Well, she gets a lot of time down in the basement by herself because she won't come upstairs when the dogs are in the house. So
Charles
when I'm down
says
here, or when the dogs are outside, she's upstairs wanting to bug the tar out of me. HD, what kind of puppy do you have?
That's what I just started reading chat. I hadn't read chat the whole time I've been here.
I haven't been following it near as close as I should. I know that.
What is Tom Thumb talking about? Pay me, pay me, pay me my silver now.
I have no idea.
Said he's had a German Shepherd. I had German Shepherd growing up. Sergeant.
Well, Tom, if you like those vertical pours, they are for sale. Just contact me. My email address is right there on the screen.
Damn, I just flipped over there and seen that big one. I didn't see that big one before.
Oh, I
saw those.
But it's the other ones are like right at 5 ounces, and that one is just shy of 10.
I saw those other ones. I didn't see that one. Holy cow.
Yeah, I've got some more pours I need to be doing. I like this tortoise I did just last week.
Yeah, the tortoise came out real nice. I like the toning on it.
Yeah, I put that thing back in the soup half a dozen times. It wasn't dark enough for me. It wasn't dark enough. Finally, it's like, yeah, that'll do.
Yeah, the toning looks good on it.
But I've never seen a silver-colored turtle, so it needs to be almost black. And then I did these crosses too. These things came out fabulous. The Tony.
Oh yeah.
Or
Yeah, they came out real nice.
yeah, even Billy likes that one. But I got a invitation in the mail to a wedding. And so I'm thinking I need to do a pour for them for their wedding. And this is going to take, I've got about 2 months. But I'm gonna pour them something special for their wedding.
Yeah. You can go off of, what is it? Something new, something old, something blue.
Or maybe a statue of a couple, like a wedding cake statue. But just do it in silver.
Yeah, you could actually get a set of figurines that they put on a wedding cake and use that as a mold.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah.
They'd be relatively small, but
oh, there you go. HD Lowrider's got it, man. A set of rings.
I'm not pouring no gold for them.
No, you don't have to pour gold. Shoot, 3 9s fine silver rings is beautiful.
Yeah.
It ain't got to be gold.
Then maybe I'll talk to them and see if they've got a ring that they'd like to have cast. Just a simple band. So I got something that'll fit them.
Yeah. Because most rings, when they're made, they're actually made and rolled. Just depends on how you're doing it. I see most people make them. They're making them and then they roll them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Lowrider said, I'd rather have a silver ring. Oh, yeah, I got a couple silver rings. I like them. I got one's a Morgan ring, and my other one's a Benji ring.
We went to a coin show last weekend and got a whole bunch of Morgans for $30 a piece.
Oh, wow. Any key dates or semi-key dates?
I have no idea. But I bought 27 coins. I went through about 300 of them and made sure that I found 3 fake ones. I had my CCT silver slide with me, and I had 2 that just flew down it and 1 that stuck to it.
Oh, no.
But I went through, like I said, about 300 coins, and I found 27 of them that were really, toned up. Some of them ugly toned, but it's all there. There's no wear on them.
Oh, really?
And that's but they're definitely they would be cold class. That probably been cleaned at some time or whatever. They've been in people's pockets. Right.
And some of them, there's probably a few VAMs in there too.
Maybe. But I really just don't care about that stuff. It's just for my silver stack.
Yeah.
Or when the paper dollars no longer will buy you anything.
Yeah. Who knows? Gold and silver might not buy you anything either. You might have to barter with food and clothes.
Well, food will be the most valuable thing, but people will take gold for whatever they're selling just because you can buy anything.
No, not if they got no reason. Not if they can't buy nothing with If you got nothing, you can't buy nothing with gold and silver. Gold and silver is going to be useless. It'll just be something nice to have, like it is right now. You know, people are going to say, what the hell am I going to do with this gold and silver, man? I want food. I want water. I want clothes. You know, I need a shack to stay in. You know what I'm saying? I think gold and silver, it could get to a point where gold and silver could be not used as a barter, part of the barter system at all. People just like, what the hell am I going to do with that?
Well, if you're not just living hand to mouth constantly, people will be. I mean it's money. It will always be money.
Yeah, I always believe that there'll be people out there that have a lot of money that will also be wanting to get their hands on that gold and silver.
Eric, how you doing, buddy?
It probably won't be guys like you and me, but it'll be the rich ones.
Yeah. But I mean, well, that's kind of the idea of me doing this whole stream in the first place, though, is to tell people, get rid of your dollars and get into valuable assets. I mean, we all do. People in here, all of us have gold and silver in common. But what other assets are valuable to you? Somebody who's in the trades, their tools have great value to them.
Yep.
I have you being a mechanic. All right, you're retired now, but while you were working, your tools meant everything to you.
Yeah, I have some that you can't replace them. You can't buy these type tools anymore. They're not made anymore due to the fact that that class of vehicle or engine is no longer being made and hasn't been made for years, but it's tools to work on those type of engines.
So I mean, and those are the things of value that I think people need to have as
knowledge
as they can right now.
And knowledge.
Oh yeah, you got it.
Probably one of the most important things people could do for themselves right now is smarten themselves up on knowledge of survival. How would I survive if I actually had to live out in the wilderness? Or what plants do I eat? What water can I drink and not drink? Just make yourself very, very familiar with surviving in the wilderness.
Wendy, good afternoon. HD, that's probably a good thing.
It's a tough thing to think about. It's a real tough thing to think about.
For me personally, it would not behoove me to go out and buy $50,000 worth of lumber because I'm not a carpenter. And I'd have to find somebody who wanted it.
Yeah.
But if I went out and bought $50,000 worth of silver, I guarantee you that there will be somebody that will want it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I do the best I can to make my gardens produce. And I'll probably put a lot of investment into that this year to increase the output from my gardens.
Have you seen one of the latest? Have you seen one of the latest and greatest type tower gardens?
Oh yeah, I've seen those before.
I just was introduced to them a little while, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago. Never seen them before. And I thought that was pretty amazing.
It is definitely a way to get more produce out of few square feet of ground.
It's expensive too. Those towers are not cheap. Ones I was looking at were $3,000 and $4,000.
But you could probably get yourself a bunch of 5-gallon buckets and drill holes in them and engineer some piping through it.
There's a guy that did that. There's a guy that used Home Depot buckets.
Yeah.
And he did the same thing.
Something that works just as well for a tenth the price.
Exactly. Exactly. EMR Coin says he gets an extra elk tag. You're an elk hunter?
An elk will give you a big freezer full of meat.
Boy, you ain't kidding. I used to do a lot of deer hunting when I was growing up. Never did any elk hunting, though.
There nothing beats an elk backstrap. Oh, that's a big piece of tender meat.
Burks comes in and says, "What'd I miss?" You didn't miss a thing. We're just sitting here shooting the breeze.
And I'm telling everybody to get rid of all of your dollars and put it into assets that are valuable to you. Because I think the collapse of the dollar may be at hand due to some of the things that I've read about what's going on in Russia and China and India currently.
Definitely a scary world right now.
Yeah, it doesn't scare me so much, but it does make things interesting.
Well, it's so, how do you want to say it? What word do I want to use?
Unsettling?
Yeah, it's unpredictable. Let me use that word. Extremely unpredictable.
It definitely is. But at that, y'all, I do have some things that I need to get done around here, but I did want to come on for a little while. I've been on for, I don't know, 45 minutes or so, 50 minutes. But I think I'm going to let this go and get some work done around here. And this video will be up that somebody else might see it later and listen to my rant and go buy some silver, go buy some gold. Don't take out a second mortgage on your house to do it.
That's for sure. 2 more years and mine's paid off. I can't wait. Everybody have a great day. I'm going to
Well, if I hit that lottery tonight, I'll have my mortgage paid off next week.
Well, I changed all mine up a few years back. I did a refinancing at 15 years, and I've been throwing extra money in there and got it to now. I'm 2 years. I'm done.
I did a refi on my house last fall. I just started making payments on it January 1st. But I dropped my rate from 3 3/4 down to 2 3/4. And I took out a bunch of money to do work on the house. And I'm paying less than I was before. But I can pay extra and pay that 15-year mortgage down in under 10 years easily.
Oh, yeah, it goes fast. When you're starting to throw a bunch of extra money at the principal, instead of it going 90% of it to your interest payment, you can really whittle it down nice and fast. That's how my wife and I have done it. All right, I'm going to cut out of here. Everybody have a fantastic day.
Well, you have a blessed afternoon. Everybody else, thank you for coming in.
You too. Everybody be safe out there.
I appreciate each and every one of you for coming in and saying hello and, throwing some comments up there. But y'all have a blessed evening and do something good. Peace out now.